When greed destroyed a billionaire, the downfall of Mr. Charles. Mr. Charles Henderson was a name that commanded respect across nations. He was a self-made billionaire, the kind of man who rose from a poor background and built an empire from sheer determination and intellect. His company, Henderson Global Holdings, dominated industries, real estate, oil, banking, and technology. He had everything: wealth, power, fame, and influence. But deep inside, Charles was never satisfied. His success fed a hunger that could never be filled. He wanted more contracts, more wealth, more control. To him, $1 billion was never enough. When a rival company, Davenport Enterprises, began expanding in Africa and Asia, Charles saw it as a threat. Instead of competing fairly, he used underhanded means, bribery, manipulation, and deceit to crush them. His greed blinded him to the dangers of his actions. Soon, he began cutting corners within his own company. He ordered his executives to move funds from one account to another, falsify reports, and exploit workers to save money. Those who questioned him were fired. His board members warned him, but he silenced them with money and threats. For a while, it worked. His profits skyrocketed, his name dominated headlines, and he was celebrated as a genius businessman. But the empire he built on lies began to crumble silently from within. One morning, government investigators stormed his headquarters. A massive financial fraud had been exposed. Billions of dollars were unaccounted for. Secret offshore accounts, fake partnerships, and illegal deals. Everything came to light. Investors withdrew, partners sued, and his closest allies abandoned him. Within weeks, the empire that took 30 years to build collapsed overnight. His properties were seized, his accounts frozen, and his name dragged through the mud. The man who once lived in mansions and flew private jets now lived in silence and regret. His family left him, his friends disappeared, and the media called him the greedy king who fell. Sitting alone in a small rented apartment, Charles finally realized the truth. He never lost everything because of poverty or bad luck, but because he could never stop wanting more. Moral: greed blinds even the wisest of men. True wealth isn't in how much you have, but in knowing when to stop. If you haven't subscribed to Promise Douglas channel, you might never see us again. But if you have, congrats, you are growing every day.